Legalization of marijuana has been a touchy and complicated subject for lawmakers and regular citizens for a good part of the 21st century. Both sides of the coin offer convincing arguments to defend their point of view. The three main, most powerful arguments that suggest marijuana should stay illegal are as follows. It's a hard drug. People like saying marijuana is not a hard drug, it's a soft one. And that's true if we're talking about the most of it in its most natural form. But recently, with the development of bioengineering, of the field of bioengineering, scientists are able to modify marijuana plants at a genetic scale, which means they can directly enhance certain chemicals of the plant. In this case, they can enhance the addictive component called THC. In short, marijuana has been bioengineered to become much more powerful. Certain strands are so powerful they can induce psychosis in some people. Marijuana also contains CBD, which is known for countering the effects of the psychosis. But since it doesn't make you high, growers have slowly removed it from their product. They don't need to invest in it. The second argument is that it's the gateway drug. We've heard marijuana is the gateway drug, and this means that most of the people who do hardcore drugs like heroin, meth, cocaine, they started using those hard drugs through marijuana. And a 2015 study found that 45% of lifelong marijuana users have tried some other illegal drug at some point of their lives. This is not to say marijuana is the sole gateway drug, since there has been multiple studies linking the use of cigarettes and the use of alcohol at a young age to the use of hard drugs in the future. The third argument is it's not healthy. Marijuana is not good for you. People like saying marijuana is not an addictive substance, and it's certainly true that it's not as addictive as heroin or crack, since it doesn't develop a physical addiction like hard drugs. What it does instead is it develops a psychological one, which is still a major issue. Studies show that 1 of 10 people who try marijuana will become addicted. This phenomenon is closely related to the amount of THC in the sample, and as I explained before, the THC is becoming more concentrated thanks to bioengineering. This has caused the need for marijuana addiction to spike in the past decade. It's also important to mention that in terms of addictive potential, alcohol is 16%, cigarettes are 32%, and those are both higher than marijuana's 10%. The truth is, marijuana is here to stay, and people will continue to find ways to get their hands on it. The problem is making the sale of this drug illegal forces the creation of an unregulated black market to satisfy the demand. And in reality, this black market only cares about profit, even if it might be harmful for consumers. And they certainly can't be held accountable for their actions given it's already illegal. So how do you increase profit? Making its effects stronger and consequentially more addictive. This phenomenon was present during the Prohibition. Hard liquor became the norm for people during that period of time, which of course led to more cases in alcoholism. Imagine you went to a liquor store and the only product you could buy is vodka. It's the same for marijuana consumers. They can only buy the strong version of the product. In 1990, Portugal had the worst drug problem in Europe. It was estimated that 1% of the population was addicted to some sort of illegal drug, and the government's response was very similar to the United States response. There was an aggressive prosecution and criminalization of selling and consuming drugs. By the late 90s, half the people in jail were in there on drug-related charges. And the rate of use was not lowering. So in 2001, Portugal decided to decriminalize all drugs and instead offered advanced, cheap if not free medical help. They treated drug addiction as a chronic disease and in fact, drug consumption lowered drastically. Maybe that is the approach we should take to marijuana. Maybe the approach we should take with marijuana is that of making it sale legal and regulating it. Maybe if companies chose to increase THC, they would have to increase CBD proportionally, and consumers should be able to buy the beer or vodka equivalent of a blunt. And the tax that is generated from this industry should go into helping and rehabilitating the people who have developed a serious issue. Thank you.